The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
With crystals like Folgers, picking up momentum, rolling like boulders. They call me ice, but I'm really much colder. My rhymes is heavy like the weight on my shoulders. I'm spitting that red hot smoldering lava. I fight to the end like the Navajo. Crack a bottle though, make it the goose with cranberry and triple sec. Triple my check, I feel the ripple effect of a fool on the loose. I hit you from every angle, from obtuse to right. Street shit like JJ, I'm dynamite. Slide me some dough, I show you an execution in the flesh, and promise not to leave nothing left. If you vomit, I keep stabbing, shooting, damaging, looting, till it ain't no disputing who the greatest is.
Da 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 da. What's up, party people? Yeah. Just hit me. What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining Mike Robertson Blvd, man. Live in October 2020. Keep it good and plenty. How you doing today, poetess? Woo, woo. Raise the roof. We got a good show for you guys tonight. I'm excited, man. One of my old buddies, marketer and brand manager, Mr. Johnathan Carthon, and his product is for who? He's an expert in black women. That's right. Ha, ha, ha. Got some good stuff for you. Also, going to talk about some trending items. A lot of hot stuff that is on the ticker. So we're going to get into it, man. You having a good day today, poetess?
Yes, I am.
All right. All right. You said that with vigor.
I mean, by the grace of God, nothing tragic has happened, so I guess that's a good day.
Yeah, you're good, right?
Right.
Well, what is happening in the news? The fat man came down with a little bit of COVID-19, party people.
Or did he?
Or did he? Look, if he didn't come down with COVID, he came down with something because he looked sick as shit. Did you not see him? He could barely even stand up. It looked like he had like some food poisoning type shit or something. I've had that feeling before where you dehydrated, you done lost 20 pounds, you can't even stand.
What is he trying to prove? Like, I heard that, I haven't seen the video, but he was breathing all hard.
Hell yeah, he was breathing hard. You can't even hardly dude, he looked like he was struggling, making faces and stuff. And man, I know what somebody look like when they're sick, and I have been there, and that brother is sick.
And you know what's funny is like everybody, even though some people hated him, they felt some kind of sympathy, like they didn't want him to die. But then he comes out 3 days later saying, "Oh, don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it run your life."
Still talking shit.
Yeah.
Still talking shit. He did the little drive-by. Did you see the little drive-by from the hospital?
This man is absolutely insane.
Look, waving through the window like this. He in a bulletproof SUV.
They say bulletproof and chemical proof.
And chemical proof. Man. So he just had that shit locked in there baking with him, huh? Just breathing it in there.
Why did he do that?
Why?
I mean, he's like the biggest narcissist. I mean,
Ever.
I've never seen it.
Ever. And then he trying to act like the COVID is nothing, like it's barely affecting him. He trying to be like this tough guy and shit. Like, dude, you can be sick, homie. But the thing is, he spent all year saying it was a hoax, saying it wasn't real. It ain't nothing. It's nothing to worry about. Clowning fools for wearing masks just a week ago. Then getting it and coming around people. That's what I'm waiting to see. When did he get that last negative test? And we don't know. I think he had it a couple days before he was letting people know.
Well, they said that I think he was diagnosed on like a Tuesday and then went to a fundraiser that Thursday or something like that. He went to an event knowing he was positive.
Exactly. And he thinks it's over, man. He walking around outside talking about, I'm feeling good, man. Nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of. Dude, you don't know, man. That should be kicking in week number 2.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. I mean,
we will see.
And they say that he's gotten this treatment, this top-notch treatment with all these experimental drugs.
Haven't even been released to the public yet. They trying to save his life, man. To me, he got it. Like, there's all these conspiracies about if he's faking it, but I haven't been able to be convinced on why he would fake it. He makes him look way too hypocritical and way too bad to be faking that. Like, he could have acted like he had, like I said, swine flu, measles, any damn illness, but COVID? Nah. One of the headlines says, President Trump had a restful first night at home, physician says. Translation, that nigga is knocked out. When you have a restful first night sleep, that means you were worn out, slept all night, sweating in your sheets. They be coming with these tricky things. Another one said, Trump says he's ending COVID-19 relief negotiations until after the election. Translation, y'all don't vote me in, I ain't giving y'all shit. Man, he cares nothing about the people, man. It's so obvious. There's been so many things he's done so many times. So anyway, man, I couldn't go without talking about that guy having COVID. And it's not fake. You heard it here first. I don't give him that much credit. Somebody said, though, maybe the GOP gave it to him on purpose. Get him out of there.
I don't think so. I think he's just having careless behavior.
Right. It comes down to that. Careless behavior. Don't let him front and fake. Exactly, POTUS. I'm with you on that. All right, you guys. Before I bring in our first guest, I wanted to just let you know that today, the planet Mars will be closer to the Earth tonight than it'll be in any other time until 2035. You want to see Mars? You can get out there, party people, and see it. Go stand in the middle of the street and just look up. You will not be able to miss it. Now, that big-ass thing you see will still be the moon. Don't be thinking moon is Mars. It's still going to be a little speck, but it's going to be a bright, bright little speck. That's Mars, close by. If you got telescopes, then it ain't that much of a speck. You know what I mean? All right. Coming up, man, I'm proud to bring on to the show one of my old school buddies. Also, a gentleman I put in a lot of work with, a lot of projects, and we learned the game of marketing and promotions and brand management and everything around the same eras and learn from the same people. Man, we're going to have a great discussion. This gentleman right here focuses his efforts and interests on mostly black women. So we're going to have a great discussion. Bringing to the Mike Stand Boulevard stage is, I said the wrong name. Mike Robertson Boulevard stage is Johnathan Carthon. What up? What's up, man?
Dude, man, I can't stand the original Party in the Jar, the one of a kind.
What's up, dog? Hey, man, look, I can barely hear you, man.
Okay, let me check this real quick. Give me a second.
You must be using the Wi-Fi boost from your Obama phone.
Yeah, you know what? I was on this headphone, but I'm going to stick that on now. Can you hear me better now?
Oh, that is better.
All right, let me turn off the mic so I can hear you a little bit better. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
How do you do the speaker off?
What?
Speaker off.
Now we get it right.
Yeah.
Give me a testing.
I can hear you okay, but it's like it's coming through my phone, so I can't hear it as crisp.
Oh, really?
It says speakerphone.
What's your
All
choices?
right. No worries. I can hear you pretty good, though. Man, what's the word?
I just want to make sure I can hear you. The people can hear you, man. Testing.
Okay. Hey, testing. 1, 2. Can you hear me okay?
Do you hear that well, POTUS? Yeah, it's like choppy. It's like your Wi-Fi, man, or something.
Hey, I can hear you a lot better now. Testing. Can you hear me better?
Oh, that was better.
Yeah, it was better.
Kind of better. Still chopped, huh? Oh, we just lost him? All right. We're gonna give him a second to call back in, you guys. I'll give you guys a little background though. Oh, he's back. That was so quick. What up?
Hey, better.
Say that again.
Testing. 1, 2. Testing.
All right, that's much better.
All right. Probably had a bad connection. So what's up, Mike?
What
What's
up,
the word?
man? How you doing there, dog? Let's do this.
Man,
Let's do this all over again.
Man, I'm telling you, take it from the top.
Yeah. Hey, man, so look, welcome, man, and thanks for taking some time out of your evening, man, to join us. I know you're in Chicago right now, right?
Chi-town? That's right, Windy City.
Chi-town?
Don't believe none of you hear or read about Chicago on the radio or the news. It's not as bad. It's not as crazy. It's not all that stuff going on like they make it seem. Chicago's a decent space for the most part. Just don't go out at night. You'll be all right.
Oh, you threw out for the most part. And don't go out at night?
At night, you'll be all right.
And don't go out at night. I feel you, man. I feel you. So, man, Johnathan, man, first let me just say this, man. I'm really proud of you, man. You struck out on your own many years ago. You never looked back, man. And you started your own company, Black-owned company, that targets women as your product and service that you offer, man. And you really put a lot of work into it, and I really saw it all happen. And I'm really proud of you, man. I want to start by saying that.
Man, you know that means a lot coming from you. You know, I can remember them times. Every time I come to LA, you take me to some of the little hot spots, and we just kind of, talk about business. It's gonna help keep me on track.
Mm-hmm.
Friend, mentor. So definitely that means a lot coming from you, man. It has not been an easy road, but I still here. I still going. Still pumping it through.
We gonna talk about it, baby. I know it hasn't been an easy road, man. And the thing that impressed me too as well is how you really focus on putting in the true work, man. Doing all the elements that it takes to really to start and create a new brand and get it off the ground and running. You didn't just jump out there with a name and a logo and start saying, hey, invest in me. No, you really put in the work.
Yeah, man, that's one of the things, our background, we've been for over 20 years now, starting off working with the number one beauty brands and black beauty, and getting for me, cutting my teeth in the industry and learning the ropes, learning that it takes work, it takes realness. Nothing fake about this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it takes a lot to make things happen. And, luckily I've been given the opportunity to have the structure of corporate. I had that bootstrapping personality, bootstrapping mentality, make something out of nothing. How do you make $1 out of 15 cents? Well, I try to make $1 million out of 15 cents.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and you know what, man, that's important too, because a lot of people shy away from getting that initial experience from a big company, and really understanding the structure and learning the game on their dime, and choosing to really just go out and, maybe start selling out the trunk and learn different type of bumps and bruises. Perhaps all get to the same ending point, but I think that initial learning from the corporate side, man, is an important piece, because those are the people you're competing against.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's an interesting balance. because I feel like the corporate side gave me the structure of how the industry worked, how, big box works, how to take the overall structure. So whenever I've launched several brands. The first brand I launched for myself was called Simply Healthy Hair. Took the same structure, same things I would do with corporate, but I kind of did it for myself. And for me, it's always been kind of like, how do you make something out of nothing? So for me, I've always had to have more creativity, more vision, be more consistent, work harder. You don't have the money, you have more money, time, or people. If you don't have the money, you got to put in more time. So I've always had to put in a little bit more time, a little more effort. I kind of had to do things myself, from a creative perspective, having that vision has always helped me. So I always tell people, you got to have that vision. If you don't have money, you got to have more vision and more time, more creativity.
Man, you got to put in the time, man. You're talking about full 24-hour days sometimes, right in the beginning.
Man, let me tell you, I like to tell people I'm a single black father of 5 businesses, working 3 jobs, that's all. So it's like, hey, it ain't easy. I got to, I've had to do a lot of things. And for me, it's about having multiple income streams. You know what I'm saying? One thing, I have a line of beauty products, Entwine, which is all about hydration. We actually are in the middle of a relaunch. So we're all about that bullshit-free hydration. You done with that bullshit, putting that bullshit in your hair, putting that mineral oil, petrolatum, and parabens. Well, we're adding shea butter and coconut oil to the bullshit list. So
Really?
our product got rid of all the bullshit.
Shea butter and what? And coconut oil? You adding that to the bullshit list?
Put them on the shit list. I'm telling you, the same list you got mineral oil, petrolatum, you got to go ahead and put shea butter and coconut oil. I know people don't want to hear it. People going to still use it. But for our products, we do clean hydration. So that means we get rid of all the bullshit and we get products that's going to, number one, helps your hair absorb more water so you can retain more moisture so you can get hydration that lasts 3, 4, 5 days longer than the rest.
Damn.
That's clean hydration. That's what we do with my brand Entwine. So we got rid of all the bullshit. All that bullshit had to go. Tired of the bullshit in our life, tired of Trump bullshit, tired of people not valuing Black Lives bullshit. So we said, you know what, let's get rid of that bullshit in our hair products while we get rid of that bullshit in our life. At least we can get one thing right. How about that?
Wow. So you're saying you're approaching black hair care totally differently then, right? Because you're talking about, I never heard of hydration before as it relates to hair, man. Talk about that. I mean, it's usually people say moisten your shit, but hydration?
Our foundation has always been hydration. Hydration is the foundation. The reason why your hair won't grow, the reason why your edges all ate up, the reason why your hair dry is because it needs hydration. Hydration starts with water. Water is hydration. Shea butter is not a hydrator. Coconut oil is not a hydrator. Those are moisturizers. Moisturizers seal. So imagine when you put oil on top of the skin, it doesn't go past the skin. It stays on the top.
Right.
When you hydrate, that's getting the good stuff on the inside, keeping that bullshit on the outside. Bullshit stays on the outside, hydration goes on the inside. So that's what we do. We're about setting the foundation for hydration.
Wow.
Once the hair is hydrated, it's going to not be dry. You're going to get better growth. Also, it's going to be easier to style and maintain. The biggest issue for most Black people is dryness. So we're going after that. Plus, we're the anti-shea butter, anti-coconut oil brand. So we're really moving to the whole, while everybody else is zigging, we about to go zag. We're about to bring that education, talking about what makes us different, why that shea butter, coconut oil is bullshit, why we take those off the list, why our products will give you the hydration it needs. So I'm never like doing stuff everybody else is doing. I'm always trying to think about a new way to approach the market. So that's why we're kind of going with that anti-shea butter, anti-coconut oil positioning, because everybody and their mama shea butter and coconut oil. But guess what? If that stuff was so good, why your hair still dry? Why your hair all ate up? Why your hair not growing? I'm just saying.
All ate up.
I mean, don't judge me because I ain't got no hair. Like I say, my mama, my daddy bald-headed, my daddy bald-headed, shoot, my grandmama bald-headed, but guess what? I love and care about hair. People ask me the question, why would a 6'5" bald-headed Black dude do beauty products? Because I love creating dope shit for Black people. I love creating dope shit that make Black women feel happy, that brings joy, that just makes them feel beautiful. That's why I do what I do. That's why I make the sacrifices that I make. It's because I love creating dope shit for black people.
Man,
Always
that's
have.
fucking fire,
You one of my
man.
inspirations, man.
That's
Yo, man, you are one of my main inspirations. Back in the Wonder years, when we was working on Let's Jam, Parties in a Jar, having fun, doing promotions and creative stuff, that's my inspiration, man. You, Sean, Ralph, that's my heart, man. That's my inspiration.
funny you should bring up Let's Jam. I happen to have a commercial that we worked on together. Let's run it.
Incredible shine, one time for your mind. It's time to party, baby. So let's jam. Let's jam. It's a shining and conditioning gel with incredible shine, one time for your mind. It's the extra hold when your hair is thick. You can sculpture and mold. Let's jam. It's the Let's Jam light for softer hair. It makes your braids and twists look tight. Let's jam. It's the oil-free shine for the bros with afros and cornrows. Don't you know? It's time to party, baby. So let's jam. My hair and makeup, I got it hooked up. Step into the club, watch these brothers look up. I got them shook up like, ooh, who is that? To think it only took a few dabs, so let's jam. It's time to party, baby. So let's jam. It's time to party, baby. So let's jam.
Ha 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 ha.
Let's jam.
I know you remember that fire, right? Yo, I know you remember that fire, right?
Hear it on my side.
What'd you say?
I said I couldn't hear it on my side.
Oh, you couldn't hear it? Oh.
No.
Oh.
I heard bits and pieces. I thought I heard something in the background, but I couldn't really hear it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It was
it's
a party.
What's
Oh,
Let's
who I
Jam?
am. And then,
Man. So, you know what, man? Let's talk about this, because another thing that really impressed me about you is really doing the principles of creating a new brand and starting from the beginning and identifying the target.
yeah.
A lot of mistakes are made in brand building when folks do not recognize who their target is. They don't even know who they're talking to. Right? We did research.
Absolutely.
We did research in LA, and remember, man, all the ladies came out, man, and all you told them about was that, hey, I'm doing a new brand for natural products, and I want to talk to you about it. And do you remember the line of women who showed up, man, out there in the valley? It was crazy.
Man. And it's funny, you know, we're celebrating 10 years now for the Entwine brand. We had just started. When I came out to LA that time, we did a little casting call.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just thinking about the number of women who came out. And I remember you always saying you was so amazed how emotional and connected they were when they started talking about their natural hair journey.
Man.
When they started talking about what they experienced when they were going natural, man. That was real.
Do you remember all the ladies who cried, man? These
Yeah.
ladies were crying. These grown ladies, man, 30s, 40s, 50s, don't matter the age. They were crying, telling their story. It meant so much to them to go from relaxer to natural, man. Talk about that whole thing that's just, I guess it's a mentality, it's a transformation. What is it?
You know, so, you know, we think about it. So when we did that was probably back in 2010, 2011, when we first started out. And at that time, that was, let's just say people had just started their natural hair journey. That was really them finding themselves and embracing their natural beauty. Many of these women had never seen their own natural hair pattern, their own texture. You know, when they were little kids, their mom put a just for me in their hair, so they never saw their own hair.
Just for me.
No, not natural, but they never saw their own natural texture. So it's like this was a true metamorphosis of seeing yourself, seeing who you are, and recognizing your beauty. You know what I'm saying? Recognizing the beauty in your own texture. Now, I can remember from that interview, particularly out in LA, they talk about commercial hair. And that's how they talk about, you know, when they put their wigs on, their weaves, their relaxed hair, that's that commercial hair. But they were embracing their natural hair, how it grew out their head, really get to accept themselves. And also, some of them talked about how some people kind of rejected them. You know, some of their men, some people in their family didn't get it because this was early. But Beautiful thing is now the market has evolved so much where it's like women no longer, it's not a thing because we have a whole generation who's never not had their natural hair. So they're already in another power play where they don't see their hair as unprofessional or not attractive and those kinds of things. So that's one of the beauties that evolution over the past decade with natural hair and embracing your natural hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that we're kind of working on now with my brand is fun. And definitely, y'all check us out, letsentwine.com, Instagram, Facebook, Let's Entwine. But our mission now is to really come together, the power of coming together. And our new campaign is Together is Possible. So follow your dreams, step out on faith, take the risk, have fun, be unapologetically you, and know that you have everything you need around you, to live your greatest life. You have everybody in your friend tribe to support you and love you. And know that, Entwine, we got you, sis. We got your back. We're here for you. And also, one of the things that I'm also really pushing right now is we need to protect Black women. You know, I'm not sure if you saw SNL this past weekend with Chris Rock and Megan Stallion talking about how Black women is one of the most unprotected women in the world. So that's one of the things that's in my heart right now. Is like talking about how do we help protect Black women and creating platforms of security, insulation, and surrounding Black women with the love that they deserve.
Man, that's beautiful, man. Do you feel like now? I'm also impressed with how your platforms have grown, from your Facebook pages to your website to your Instagram. I mean, your traffic is very heavy. A lot of people sharing information, sharing pictures, sharing all types of stuff, footage, everything like that. Man, I really like how it looks like a hub for Black culture.
Yeah, that's definitely been one of my passions. Like I said, we're in that relaunch phase. So even on our Instagram, we totally wiped that clean. We started with a clean slate.
I saw that, man. I'm like, damn, man, you wiped the whole. That was some.
It's like, you know what? Sometimes every now and again we have, 35,000 followers on IG. We got about 113,000 on Facebook. And one of the things when I started this brand, I started it on social. I started really building it on Facebook and really building that relationship, building that connection through social media. And every now and again, one of the good tips, that I've heard is that sometimes you got to just wipe down that Instagram and start fresh. And we really wanted a fresh start going into 2020 with that new voice, new look. This is, like I said, year 10 for us. So I did a packaging update. I did a branding update, positioning. I mean, all the fundamental pieces that we go through in marketing. Did we get disconnected?
Hey, look, when you did that, I could hear you way better, bro. When you just lean forward.
Yeah, I don't know. Something just happened, so the camera shifted or something. But even now, I'm not getting that reverb.
No. But and it's better though. I don't know what happened, but it's better when you lean forward.
Maybe I'll bring the camera closer too.
When you sit,
is that better?
When you sit far back, it's kind of hard to hear.
Okay, is that better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like sometimes brands need to know when it's time to reset. So we've been doing this for a while. It's like sometimes it's time to reset. So 2020 was my reset. Really getting refocused on the business. I got to tell you, COVID has been great for us, great for me. I've used this time as a way to really focus the business and focus the brand and really focus on what do we need to do to move forward. And it's like sometimes, I feel a little tired. I be kind of wore out with the stuff that I'm doing, but I keep pushing. I keep trying, keep having faith, keep talking to my peers and friends like you to kind of help keep me moving. Because nobody said it was going to be easy being an entrepreneur. No.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like, I know you have very dedicated consumers, man, that use your product. They love it, wouldn't want to use anything else. Do you feel connected to them? Like, do you feel like you know them? Like they know you?
I'm going to say, honestly, I don't think so. I'm going to say no. The reason why I say no, they may know the brand. They don't really know me and me as a representation. I've always kind of been more on the behind the scenes, I also run a marketing consulting firm, so I work with a lot of beauty brands in the industry. So I've always kind of stayed out of the limelight and let the brand and the product speak for itself. And to me, I feel like one of the biggest issues is that most beauty brands always has that woman, the face, who's the voice, who's that inspiration, who's leading the charge, who builds that community. And I always felt like that's one of the things my brand or Entwine didn't have. And I've kind of always debating on trying to find somebody who could kind of be in that space. Haven't found them yet, but I say people need education. So I say, if I can't be the face, can't be the voice, I don't have no hair to sell. Normally you have a beautiful woman with beautiful hair. I said, let me just try at least sell some education and support and make it more about the community versus about me as a brand. But I don't know. I'm always kind of questioning that part of it, that connectivity side of it, being that having a voice, a face, and the essence of the brand as an owner, kind of thing. Because I don't live in that space.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering regarding in just your energy and them just connecting to you, who you are. But I understand, man, every brand doesn't, that's a lesson right there for folks. Every brand doesn't have to have your face all over it. You know what I mean? And it's really like a brand is a living thing that's not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, one thing that's a trip, I want to get your point on this, is now in this age we're at where, a lot of people are presenting themselves to the world and getting their information out and their thoughts and their personalities and everything like that. What approach should one take when the person himself is the brand or herself is the brand?
What I find the biggest thing is consistency. And I feel like most companies, most brands, most people have an issue with consistency. If you're going to put a product or a brand out there, you just got to be consistent with it. It takes time, but the consistency side is what I think hinders a lot of people, a lot of brands from really getting to that next level. So I always think that, hey, if you can just kind of focus in, find something you can be consistent with. And also when we think about adding value, what's the value added or the added value that you're going to provide to your customer, to your consumer? How do you help somebody? So it can't just be about, oh, hey, I want to get money from people. We want to, because I always talk about, I teach marketing classes to college students. I teach entrepreneurship to high school students. And one of the things I always talk to them about is that how do we take our gifts, talents, abilities, and ideas and convert them into their monetary equivalent? How do we take our gifts, talents, abilities, and ideas and convert them into what? Checks on checks on checks. Big, medium, and small, we got to get them checks, right?
Right.
So what we have to figure out is, number one, I talk about the 7 P's of marketing. I know you probably know about the 4 P's, right? What's the 4 P's?
Price, promotion, product, placement.
So product, price, place, promotion. Those are the 4 P's.
Yeah.
Every basic fundamental class in marketing teaches you the 4 P's. Well, I created the 7 P.
What's the 7?
And the number 1 P, the start, the beginning, and the end of all P's is your people. People are always number 1. So like you say, understanding who your consumer is, what moves them. So we talk about, demographics and psychographics and brand personas and just getting into the mindset. Me and you, we've always been like that lifestyle, brand building marketers and understanding the insights into why. Why is more important than the what. Why your consumer is needing your product is more important than what you're going to give them. So get to the why of your consumer. The second P is going to be.
I love it, man. Don't say that so fast right there, man. Don't say that so fast, man. That's important right there, bro. You got to get to the why.
Yeah, the why. The why is more important than the what. A lot of times people go into all the what's do you want to do and tactical things.
Mm-hmm.
But why? It's all for that why.
Right. It's all for the why, man.
All
okay.
for the why.
What's the next one?
So number 1 P is people. People have problems. So we're here to solve problems. What are those pain points that your consumer have? So people have problems that then you create your product or service for.
Mm-hmm.
Product and service have to have a unique proposition. So that's another P that I add is the proposition.
Okay.
That's that thing makes you new, different, better. It helps differentiate you from the competition and makes you a standout. How are you going to differentiate yourself? So like for me, in my brand Entwine, what makes us different is that we're bullshit-free hydration. We got rid of all the bullshit. And we're switching the mindset of how you think about bullshit.
That's really bold right there. Let me say that right there too, man. I want to just say, man, I was impressed when I saw that campaign, getting rid of the bullshit written into your hair campaign, man. That is very bold. And, you know, consumers right now, more than being offended or all this, man, they want like truth, man. They want honesty. And they can relate to all the bullshit, man. That was like genius.
Everywhere we turn, everywhere we look, there's so much bullshit. And I mean, I'm just getting comfortable with the word because I'm a Southern Christian man from Georgia. So, you know, we don't be cursing and stuff, but I had to get real with it. Just being real, it's like, it's real. You can connect with that. It's not, again, we're not saying some people going to love shea butter, coconut oil. Live your life. Do you. Do what works. But we know for us and our brand what we're about. So again, people have problems that we then create a product for that has a proposition that we differentiate ourselves. Then we go into the price, the place, and the promotions, how we generate awareness and trial. So that's how I teach marketing to my students, the 7 P's. I took one marketing class in undergrad, and I built a whole career off of me, the 4 P's. So I try to teach how to analyze and assess your businesses based on the 7 P's of marketing. And if you get that right, you'll be all right.
Man, that's hella right, man, because you got to have all the elements, man. Now, let's talk about the target for a minute. I feel like a common mistake that happens is folks think the world is their target. Like you say, like, who you want to sell this to? Man, everybody.
Yeah.
And it's never everybody, because everybody isn't going to buy it. Everyone's not going to be interested. And everyone's not going to see it, come across it, have a connection to your why and everything. So let's talk about really identifying your target.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people, man, you really nailed it when you said that, because a lot of people always try to say, oh, I want to target everybody. What I tell people, if you ain't got a lot of money, you can't target everybody. You don't have enough money, you don't have enough time, you don't have enough resources to target everybody. So you have to have a clear focus. That's why we say our number one is always our people. So how do you get to your target? You know, that's where you have to really understand consumer needs, wants, demographics, psychographics. You know, one of the things that I always talk about with my students, we talk about, you know, brand personas. If you had to get to a laser focused, very super narrow niche market, who would be that ideal person that you could build your business around? So you think about what are those elements, what are they looking for? That's why we go back to pain points, problems. So what are the problems that they have? Okay, cool. So let's just say even for my brand, you know, I say the problem is dry hair, slow growth, hard to style. Well, even within that, that's a broad audience. Like I said, well, I'm targeting all Black women because we say 80-90% of Black women have those issues. But even with that, I had to go even deeper. So sometimes we have to go down to the market level and be like, okay, you know what? Let's just target by market. If you say here in Chicago, there's over 250,000 Black women just in Chicago. So maybe what we have to do is focus on one market and build a foundation and build understanding, like, what are those levers that you can pull that you know you can then duplicate in other markets. So I say, hey, get focused, get laser focused. Yeah, we know, you know, I love social media and digital advertising because it gives you the platform to go very broad. But sometimes it's better to go very, very narrow and build your business market by market.
Yeah, because if you go broad, man, you're going to be making a lot of misses. Definitely. I feel like also, like you named some attributes, dry hair, so on and so forth. But identifying your target gets even deeper than that, man. You got to know like what they like to do and where they go and how much money they make and what do they spend money on and all those things, like deep until you really can say, I know this person.
Yeah, you want to be able to like put a pulse on it. You know, that's where it's like, hey, you put together your brand persona. So that really gets into that psychographics. Like, get into that mindset, get into the mind of the consumer. Who are they? What are they about? What do they like to do? That's why I always love what you did with Les Jam back in the day, because it's like you were doing stuff that was relevant for that audience. If it was like little parties and connecting with the right radio stations that had your audience there and things like that. It's like you have to know how to reach your audience and where to reach them.
What would you say you've been learning about Black women all this time? There's like a misconception about Black women. Man,
the list is long, man. Every time you turn around, there's another misconception about Black women.
The list is long.
We could talk about that just as a whole show on Black women if we wanted to be there with it.
Right.
But I think the biggest misconception is that Black people are human.
That Black people are what? I can't hear you.
That they're not human.
Oh.
That they're not people. That they don't have a heart. That they don't have a soul. That they can take it all. They're strong and all those things. But what I realize is that they really just want to be taken care of sometimes. They really want to just have somebody to listen to them and care about them. And just give them a little bit of peace.
Damn, simple as that, huh?
In many ways.
And when it comes down to specifically Black hair, what's the misconception on that?
I think the biggest misconception about Black hair is that it's hard to manage and hard to maintain. So, the biggest challenge you find most people when they talk about particularly their natural hair is just the challenge that they say with caring for it and styling it. That's the biggest misconception. So it's like, it seems to be a perception of a chore.
Right.
It's fun, it's a joy that you can play with. Particularly Black people and our hair, a lot of times it's not for play. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that we don't embrace it. Like, you can't touch it. Something that's its own entity. You can't get wet. It has all these constraints.
Right.
So I think like we're in a space now where it's time to kind of take some of those restrictions, constraints away and just be more free. I think that's we got to figure out, how do we become more free with our hair, more free with our experience of life, not holding on so tight to all the constraints and idiosyncrasies and ideologies that we've been conditioned to think and believe. And I think that, this Zoomer generation, Generation Z, they're really into that space.
Damn sure are. Really into that space. Now, you've gone, you do a lot of traveling. You've been to the motherland, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about that, man. What did you see in the women there that maybe perhaps you didn't expect or that surprised you?
Well, let me first speak more generally. The most beautiful thing that I saw is that all the statues were of Black people. The money had Black people on them, but all the Jesuses were white.
But all the what?
All the Jesuses were white.
Whoa, the Jesuses were white.
Yeah, man, that was the most. That right there is foundational. The colonization, colonizer mindset, the never good enough kind of thing was real. And I went to Ghana to, be very clear. I went to Ghana, spend a couple of weeks there. And that was one of the things, like, you see it's so empowering. You see all these statues of beautiful Black people and, the money got Black folk on it. But then you say the God that they serve is white.
Dang.
So how can you ever live up to that expectation or that imagery if you don't see yourself? You go all over the world. Everybody makes their gods their own image. So you go to Asia, you go see an Asian god. You go to Mexico, you're going to see a Mexican god. You go to, anywhere, you're going to have a god in your own image. But just imagine you're in Africa and you're worshiping a white god. What does that do for your psyche? That means you'll never be good enough because you're trying to compare yourself to something you can never be.
Whew, that's a cold game right there.
Yeah, that was my biggest takeaway from the whole experience. Also, we know in many countries, but we'll also include Ghana, the bleaching skin. People bleaching their skin to be lighter. That goes back to that
Is it a big
Should have been a
thing?
white
Is that a big
superiority.
thing?
You said what?
Is that a big thing?
Oh man, come on. That's a global big thing. That's the biggest thing globally. Talking about India, Asia, Africa, anywhere where there's been colonization and brainwashing of black folk,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get that bleaching. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what part of Africa, but there's some countries now which are banning these called fair and white. So even within the name, it's telling you that to be good, you have to be fair. And so they're
Damn.
banning these things with these harsh chemicals in it that bleaches the skin. Man, I was in London, and I went to this hair show there, and I was looking at this lady, black lady, and her face was light, I mean super light, but then her hands were super black.
Oh Lord.
So that kind of thing that's happening.
Damn. Well, I know on the flip side, you saw damn sure a lot of beauty, though, right?
Oh man, you know, being an American, it just makes you say, man, we are these hybrid mutations of Africans. Because I mean, their proportions, their skin, everything about them are just like so perfect.
Wow.
Like this, you can see the original blueprint.
Wow.
I mean,
Everything, huh?
but
Eyes, proportions, cheeks,
I mean, it's,
lips.
you know, it's like, I mean, I look at us. We just, you know, we've been hybrided out to be to work in them fields and stuff, and you know, it's like we these big. Well, I speak for myself. I'm a big mutant giant, so you know, it's like, man. But yeah, I mean, just the land, the people, their warmth, their kindness, their acceptance. Don't. Hey, they are not for play. Don't say, you know, like we'll say, oh yeah, we're gonna be friends forever. Don't tell them that because they can really be your friend. They're gonna try to get a ride over to the U.S. and they want you to support that trip.
Oh,
They
shit.
what they say in relationships.
Support that trip.
Don't be trying to get over here, dude.
Wow. That's great, man. That's really great. I'm impressed, man, how you really have, like I said, man, how you really have stuck with it and you continue to grow, man. You really have connected with a real need. And this idea of hydrating hair is like, you know, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't hair need that? You know what I mean? Because that's what we all need. We all need that alkaline water, alkaline diets. And when you eating like Doritos and Fritos and you're looking crusty. You know what I mean? You're not at your pure state. So your hair is the same way.
But you got to think about it too. It's also a mentality and a thought process. You know, you got some people who just live. They're not living, but they live. And it's like they don't
They're not
even think
living,
about.
but they're alive. They're alive, but
Yeah.
they're not living.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, they don't think about the consumption and what they're consuming. They just want to consume something, you know. So I like here in Chicago, I work with high school students on the west side, and it's an interesting space on the west side of Chicago. And their mind isn't in that space. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been conditioned like that. So that's where, you know, we have to kind of be there to help guide the process and to help provide that, you know, new perspective, a greater perspective.
Wow. That's dope, man. And the thing is, people think you got to be like a damn senator to help somebody. You don't. You could just be your regular self and go help 10 people. You know what I mean? Go help one school. Go just get the knowledge for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I know for me, things start looking funny in my life and things start getting kind of weird and I'm not in that space where I really feel like I'm thriving. My spirit always tells me it's time to start giving. So I always go and find some organization to start volunteering at and putting something out into the universe more than being caught up into my own, you know, paradigms.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do. And I had a thought earlier this week or last week, and I just talked about everything that's happening. You know, you mentioned your president and all that craziness, and something came to me. It's like, what if we stop depending on that system, you know, in general? You know what I'm saying? What if we just kind of start doing the things we need to do on the local level to transform what we need America to be? I had the thought of, like, he's sitting up here, this is 2020. Where the fuck is George Jetson? You know what I'm saying? It's like we need to be in a whole other world, man. It's like we should be we're not far enough along. There's some things are hindering our progression. And I started thinking, like, what if the dude who owns Tesla, if he was president, what happened in that world? So what happened in the world if we really started trying to push things to really transform? We're trying to have transform from the top down, but it doesn't work that way. You got to do it from the bottom up.
No, we're not trying to transform from the top down. That is not in effect at all.
That doesn't.
That
works.
No, the top is transforming, but it ain't no down part to it. That is not in. That's like a lie. That's like a story. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna prosper up here and it's gonna trickle down. Like, no, dude, that's nowhere in the equation, the mathematical, economic equation whatsoever. It's it's false. So we do have to. The switch does have to become bottom up, or just everybody throughout middle. You know what I mean? So it's like it's designed for a few people to have a lot, and for everyone else to give them that lot. That's what it is.
Yeah. But it's like I looked at a few years ago here in Chicago. Well, I think it was nationwide, but the lotto had gotten up to like a few $1 billion, something crazy, like maybe $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something they're going to give to people. So you got to think that it's probably double or triple that, really. And you think about that was regular people putting in money, putting $10, $1, whatever it was to do that. Yep. We actually, honestly, I think we have the power to transform everything we want to transform. But the first thing we have to transform is our mind and our thinking about how it should be done.
Yeah, we got to come together, man. And we don't have to get along to come together.
Right.
People wait until you get along and love everybody. Everybody don't have to love each other, man, for us to be like on one accord as far as, thinking, using our power, everything like you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I got this thing. All you got to do is give me $100, and I'm going to turn that $100 to $500. So let me give you my Cash App real quick, and I seen it.
Facts. Dang, man. Hey, man, well, look, man, I want to let you go, man. I know it's getting late on your end, man, but I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you calling in, man. We're going to do it again.
Yeah, definitely appreciate this. Like I said, I am a serial entrepreneur. I have many different businesses that I own, from food products. I got a bougie melon where I sell banana pudding and watermelonade, to my female hair products and twine, to my men's grooming product, Johnathan James, I can keep going on and on.
Well, you need to bring some of that banana pudding in here, man. That's what I need in my life.
Let me tell you, it's not even banana pudding. It's called the B-Bomb banana pudding. We call it the B-Bomb because you put it in your mouth, you count to 3, bam, what? It's going to be the bomb. It's extra creamy, lots of cookies. Never, ever no brown bananas. What? Never, ever no brown bananas, period. Because all I want to see those diced up black brown bananas in a banana pudding. That's uncivilized, uncouth, that just ain't bougie, and we don't do it the bougie way. So yeah, man, I got a lot going on. Single black father, 5 businesses, working 2 jobs.
Somebody sign this guy up, man. Wow, man, that's beautiful, dog. Really, man, I really am happy for you, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna have to give you a call when we get off. I need one of them pep talks. I got some stuff I need to get done. I need some mentorship and some direction. So you're always at the top of my list. And I thank you and your audience for just giving me a chance to kind of come out and just talk about real stuff, man.
Yeah.
Talk about the world. Talk about business. Talk about where we're going. That's what's up.
All right, man. Let's do that for sure. And when you come to LA, man, you could just come into the studio, man, and we could do it right. All right.
Please, man. It's been a few years. Every time I come to LA, you're one of my first stops. So definitely down for that.
All right, man. Tell the people where they can find you, man.
Definitely. You can check me out. Check out my businesses. Check out Entwine Couture. Hashtag at Let's Entwine. That's LETSENTWINE. Let's Entwine. That's that bullshit free hydration. That get in that hydrated life, baby.
Hydrate that life. All right, man. Holler back, bro.
All right. No doubt, bro. It's been real. Take care, y'all.
All right. All right, people, man. I hope you guys picked up something from that. It kind of was hard to hear, though. Poetess, could you hear on your side? You could? Oh, okay. So everybody could hear. It just was me. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. So, yeah, hopefully you guys got some good game. We got a lot of entrepreneurs that watch this show. A lot of people who are in their dreaming stage, or people that's really getting busy and getting active, or just thinking about what you want to do. Putting together a brand is not an easy thing, but it's a thing that you can do with a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, and really focus on, you know, what you want to do and why. Can't ignore the why. The why is important because if you don't have a why are you doing this, and your why can't just be, oh, I want to make some money. No, why? Why are you offering your potato salad? Why are you offering your landscaping? Why are you offering your architectural drawings? What are you trying to do for people? What are you providing? That's what people want to really be able to know from you. And that's what we do here on Mike Robertson Boulevard. We share. All right, you guys. Well, we're at the end of our hour. I only have a couple of minutes. I don't really have any chitter chatter just to be jabbing at you for 2 whole minutes. I'll give you some time back in your life. Next week, next week I got an exciting show, my man, DJ Tony T, coming in to talk about this good history. Oh, man, I love it. And also got General Lee coming back. General Lee doing big things. He's going to be coming back. And we're just going to keep it hip-hop for y'all, all right? Thanks a lot, Poetess. Thanks, party people. Thanks, Johnathan Carthon, for calling in. And let's do the damn thing.
Hey, oh man, I love that loveliness right there. From sea to shining sea.